Hello you lovely people, and again welcome back, and thank you for taking the time to watch a bit of content. And we're going to talk about a subject of being not being part of the gang, if you like, when we're in the Philippines here. And we're not going to be part of the gang because we're not Filipino, obviously. And as much as like I blend in with the look, blend in, I say I'm blending, I mix with the local people often. But sometimes, that's all what you are doing. You're just, like an ass that sits on a chair around a table. That's all what you are. You aren't one of the boys here. And sometimes it can be a little bit lonely as well here. Even if you're married or you have a partner or something like that, because it's not just a simple case of thinking to yourself, you know what, like I think I'll go out, with a drink with the boys or something like that, when you're back in your own country. Because it's just not like that here, or where I am anyhow. But that's my choice because I don't really want to mix with the foreigners here, if you like, because the whole reason of me being here was to get away from all that. And I'm not being unsociable, I'm not, but I just don't want to be sat round a table full of foreigners, in comparison. Who speaks the best English? Where English came from? Which country's the best? I don't want any part of that. I really don't want any part of that, nonsense. And generally speaking, when you're sat round with a table of foreigners drinking, it normally ends in tears. Someone says the wrong thing and they all end up fighting with each other. So, I try not to get involved with that. But, what I would suggest if you're going to come out here is, taking up a hobby of anything. My hobby, in fact, it's a passion, is fishing. I love fishing. And now, guys, as you can see, we've got blue skies now and the wind is starting to drop. So I will be out fishing very, very, very shortly. Maybe even as soon as next weekend. If the wind is not a dangerous wind where I'm going to have the risk of crashing my boat and end up in the bottom of the ocean. Don't want that. So maybe next week I will start going fishing again. But getting back here, to being a bit isolated and not really fitting in with the local people. That's what I should say, really. Because although they give us a lot of "my friend," "hello, my friend," that's just them being very courteous, and it is a very courteous country. Probably the most courteous country and friendliest country I've ever been to, ever. But even though I'm saying that, you're never part of the team, boys, here. You're never ever part of the team. You can sit drinking with them, and one of the things is you can be drinking with them, and obviously they have a couple of drinks. Oh, you're the best friend, and it's nice, I like that. And you think, oh, that's brilliant. But next day you will see them, and they won't speak to you, not because they don't like you, but simply because they are shy and probably ashamed to speak to you. It's the same as it's having a bit of our Dutch courage. And they use their English, when they've had a few drinks. And my friend, put their arm around you, You want anything? Come and see me. I will get you this and get you that. Drink talk, drink talk, which is okay. I don't mind that at all. I really don't. But really, like I would, because, when you're here, and let's just say, you haven't got anything to do, right? And the novelty of being in a foreign country wears off. It wears pretty thin. So then you're left thinking, well, what am I really here for? Haven't made any decent friends, or the friends that you have made might be superficial. I don't know. So I suggest, even traveling around the Philippines. I mean, that's not for me. I did a bit of that when I first come here. But I like fishing, and for me, I'm never bored because I've got a little boy, and he takes away my boredom. He doesn't ever let me be bored. He's so active. When I want to be bored, he doesn't let me. So for me, it's a little bit different. But for normal people coming here, you might feel that boredom a little bit. Just take up a hobby. Take up something. Look, we're on islands here, and if fishing is your thing, there's no reason why not to do it. No reason at all. My friend, he's a good friend, my friend, he bored. We sometimes have a drink at weekends. Sometimes we get drunk. Sometimes. Video, T-board. Yes. Yes. So, yeah. Oh, yes. No props, T-board. Take care. T-boy's just been to move his carabao. And just to take it somewhere else. I think take it out the water probably. Or move it to a different grazing spot. But yeah, just a quick video, guys, in the Philippines, and it's not all honey and gold here. It's not really. It can be challenging at times. I feel challenged even now. I've been here for all these years. I still feel a little bit challenged sometimes, when I really feel like going to a proper bar, where you're sat on the stool at the bar talking nonsense to friends or to people who you don't know, where I am, I don't get that. In some of the bigger places, you do. That's why I think a lot of foreigners go to Dumaguete and places like that, because there is a big foreigner community there, which doesn't appeal to me whatsoever in any way, shape or form. But luckily for me, this feeling of being isolated, it's not very often I get it, and it's only for short spaces of time. So it doesn't really affect me. But I think, this is one of the... it could be a part of failure here as well, when someone comes here and they've got the dreams of actually living in the Philippines. Whether you're on a pension or not. It's actually finding things to do. If you don't find things to do, you'll go out of your mind. And you've got to keep this working. You've got to keep that brain active. Because you will go around the twist. You will, honestly. And there's a lot of foreigners that I've noticed when I used to live in the city, and I used to see them. I used to pass this place called the Chinese Cuisine. That's where all of the foreigners used to gather Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. And you see like a lot of them always drunk. So I think through boredom, people are probably drinking a lot more. I'm just looking at the coconuts. I should move really. Survival instincts. So boredom, yeah, sends people drinking more as well. But in all, I love it here. From all of its flaws, and it has got flaws, I still love it here. And I couldn't imagine myself moving back to the UK ever. Another thing to to consider here is trying to take a bit of care of yourself, because of the healthcare system possibly leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, yeah, there are some great hospitals here, but you also got to pay a great premium to get in them, or to stay in them, or to be treated by them. So there's that to consider. Medication. Well, I'm not on any medication, but I don't know if it's cheap or if it's expensive for you. Again, I don't know. So I'm fortunate enough not to be on any, unless one of these coconuts hit me on the head, and then I'd probably be on permanent medication if I survived. Do you know, I do this all the time, people. I walk past these coconut trees, and I know there's coconuts right up there. Look, right up there. Perhaps I should be on medication, because I keep walking under them all the time. All the time. And expenses out here. A lot of people give a price for expenses. Expenses vary, person to person, place to place. Our expenses are very low. No kidding, really. And it's not because we're misers, it's just because it's just our way of living. And, we go out, we go to Dipolog and we'll have a couple of meals and things like this. And we don't really spend that much. And because I'm not really a drinker, I have a couple of drinks now and again, but I only have a couple of drinks in my house from time to time. And sometimes I go into the city and see some of my angling friends who, incidentally, are all Filipino. That's when the drinking starts. I go there with all intentions of staying there for an hour. Yeah. You know, the Filipinos, once they start having a drink, and I get caught up in that. But thankfully, I kind of know my limit, and end up getting a habal or a motor cab back before the wife would be giving me any problems. Where I've been, what you've been doing, how long what time do you call this? I kind of get myself out of that one. But yeah, guys, the Philippines is a great country, but you can still be bored, like I said. And I think you've just got to do something or take up something where either you're not drinking all the time, unless you want to do that, of course, but I wouldn't recommend it. And just do something productive, I mean, if you got a bit of place like we have out here, you can do a bit of gardening and things like that, like you would in your own country. But of course you can't grow the things that you could in your own country because of the tropical climate. I tried to grow red potatoes here once. I did grow some, but they were about this big and absolutely useless, but I still ate them. But we've got some fruit trees now. We've got rambutan and what's the other one? Lanzones, avocado, but they haven't bared fruit yet because we only planted them a couple of years ago, and they all dwarf trees, but they really kind of progressing. Papaya. So yes, guys, I do get bored sometimes, but not much. And as I said, my little boy doesn't allow me to be bored. I can see him. He's here now. Look out. He's coming. He's seen me as well. See what I mean? Watch. Watch. Look. See? I'm not joking. See, I told you I wasn't joking. Where have you been? Where have you been, Mr. Chunky? Where have you been? Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Hello to the people. So yes, guys.
No.
How could I ever be bored with this little monster? Impossible. So guys, that's it really. It's just a video of here and nither. But I felt like just doing a bit of content. So listen guys, thank you for dropping by. I always appreciate it. And wherever you are, have a great day. And the weekend is fast approaching. I'm not seeing you already. Have a great weekend. Thank you. My dog, my wife.
So guys.
Oh hey. Thank you. Bye bye everybody. Bye bye.